All right, let's talk about a tool that's probably sitting on your computer right now, maybe even staring back at you with a little bit of intimidation. Yep, I'm talking about Microsoft Excel. But what if we could take that daunting grid of cells and turn it into your secret weapon, a tool for telling some seriously incredible stories with data? That's exactly what we're going to do today. Let's dive in.
You know the feeling, right? You open up a spreadsheet and bam, it's just a wall of numbers and text. No rhyme or reason, it's pure chaos, it's overwhelming. But here's the thing. What if I told you that hidden inside all that mess, there's a really clear, compelling story just waiting to be discovered? Well, that's the journey we're kicking off right now.
Okay, so before we can become data storytellers, we gotta learn the language. We have to start with the absolute basics, the foundational building blocks of every single spreadsheet out there.
First up, we've got the workbook. The easiest way to think about this, it's the whole digital notebook. It's the entire Excel file itself, the container that holds all of your information. And, inside that notebook, you have pages, right? Well, in Excel, those are called worksheets. Each sheet is that grid of rows and columns that you see. This is your canvas. It's where your data actually lives and breathes, and where all the magic happens. And then we get down to the most basic unit of all, the cell. Every single one of those little boxes, right where a row and a column meet, that's a cell. It's where you put one piece of information. Literally everything you do in Excel starts right here, in a single cell. So you've got your data sitting in all these cells. Now what? How do you make it, do something? Well, the magic word, or symbol, I should say, is the equals sign. As soon as you type equals sign into a cell, you're essentially telling Excel, hey, wake up, get ready to do some math. It's the key that unlocks all the real power. Yeah, and the second you hit that equals key, Excel basically becomes the world's most organized calculator. It uses the exact same symbols you learned back in elementary school. Plus for addition, minus for subtraction, the little asterisk for multiplication, and a slash for division. It really is that simple to get started. All right, foundation's set, we've got the basics down. Now it's time for the really fun part. Let's talk about taking that chaotic mess of data we mentioned and transforming it into an actual masterpiece of clarity. I mean, look at the difference here. It's literally night and day. On the one hand, you've got this jumbled data dump. It's just hard to look at, let alone analyze. But then, with just a few clicks, it becomes clean, it's organized, and it's actually ready to tell you something. And this isn't some kind of dark magic. It's just knowing which buttons to push. And these right here are your first essential tools for the job. You've got sorting, which lets you put everything in a logical order. A to Z, smallest to largest, you name it. Then there's filtering, which is honestly amazing. It lets you just hide all the stuff you don't care about, so you can focus on what's important. And remove duplicates? Oh man, that's a one-click lifesaver for cleaning up messy lists. Okay, so your data is neat and tidy. That's great. But how do you make the really important stuff just jump off the page? How do you make your best sales numbers or your most urgent tasks practically scream at you? The answer, my friend, is conditional formatting. It's so cool. You just give Excel a simple rule like, hey, if a cell is greater than 100, and then you give it a format, like make that cell green, and then boom, Excel does all the work for you, scanning your data and coloring it in. It's the perfect way to make trends and outliers pop right out. Okay, we've organized our data. Now it's time to make our data start working for us. We're about to level up from just simple plus and minus math and enter the world of functions. Think of these as your personal automation engine, ready and waiting. Now, I know the word formula can sound a little intimidating, but I want you to think of them like this. They're just recipes. Seriously, you give them the ingredients, which is your data, and the function follows the recipe's steps perfectly to give you a delicious result every single time. And here it is, your function starter pack. These are the absolute workhorses of Excel. Forget adding cells one by one. The sum function does it all in a flash. Average, well, it finds the average. Min and max will instantly find you the smallest and largest numbers in a giant list. And count just tells you how many things you're looking at. These are simple, they're powerful, and they are absolutely essential. All right, time to talk about a function that has a bit of a reputation for being tricky, but trust me, it's a total game changer, VLOOKUP.
The absolute best way to picture it is as a treasure map for your data. You have one piece of the puzzle, the X that marks the spot, and VLOOKUP is the guide that follows the map to find the hidden treasure you need.
So that VLOOKUP recipe? It's just 4 simple ingredients. First, you tell Excel exactly what you're looking for. Second, you tell it where to go look for it, like in which table. Third, you point to the column that has the answer you want. And last, you just tell it, hey, I need an exact match. And that's it. You've just told Excel how to act like a super smart assistant and fetch any piece of data from a huge table.
Okay, let's recap. We've cleaned our data, we've organized it, we've even started analyzing it with some smart formulas. Now, it's time for the final payoff, the grand finale. We're going to turn all those numbers into a story that anyone, and I mean anyone, can understand in a heartbeat. This is the art of visualization.
And the ultimate tool for this part of the journey is the pivot table. I love this analogy. Think of it like a prism for your data. You shine this one flat beam of data into it, and the pivot table lets you twist and turn it, looking at it from all these different angles, revealing all the hidden colors and patterns inside.
And you know what the best part is? You don't have to write a single solitary formula. You just select your data and then you start playing. You literally drag and drop the pieces you want to look at. Want to see sales by region? Drag sales, drag region. Done. What about by salesperson? Just swap out region for salesperson. It's like an interactive Lego set for your data.
And once you have those amazing summaries from your pivot table, you can bring them to life with a chart. I mean, look at this. With a simple bar chart, you instantly, in a split second, see which product is crushing it. Trying to figure that out from a table of raw numbers could take minutes. This is immediate. And really, that's the whole point, isn't it? Visuals, charts, and graphs, they just cut right through all the noise. They take these complex relationships between numbers and turn them into a simple, clear picture that our brains can process instantly. They're telling the story of your data in a language that everybody understands. So, there you have it. That's the whole journey. We started with that chaotic mess of numbers. Then, we gave it structure. We used formulas to unlock its secrets. And finally, we used charts to tell its story. We have officially gone from chaos to clarity. You see, every single spreadsheet, no matter how messy or intimidating it looks, has a story buried inside it. And now you have the tools to be the one who tells that story. So the only real question left is, are you ready to start listening?